Good morning, everybody. Beautiful day in Cuyapo. We finally had a rainstorm last night. First rain we've had, gosh, I can't even remember how long it's been, but we don't have to water the grass by hand today. We don't have to water the garden by hand. It's just we had a pretty good soaking rain last night. Wanted to show you what's going on here, okay? We landscaped this side of the yard. That's one of Anya's toys, just ignore it. Anyways, we landscaped this side of the yard, as you know, pretty good amount of time ago. And we didn't touch this side over here because we still had some work going on. Matter of fact, that work, we'll talk about that in another vlog. But once again, I got an issue with a contractor and not finishing their work and not keeping their word and not being honest and all of that. You know, the same things I've been through with several other contractors. But our pump, I mean, our new storage building is still not finished, and nothing's been done to it since October of last year. Even though I've been trying to get it done. I have pretty much resolved that that's not going to be happening. So we'll be looking for somebody in the future to help us get a roof on it, get it skim coated and painted, and we got to get a couple electrical plugs put in, which should be a fairly easy deal, and tile on the floor and a door on it, and then call it a done project. But I've been putting off on this area over here because of that. And but now that I've seen it's just, you know, it's not going to happen anytime soon, I went ahead and got this group from Tarlock. I'll go over their name and their contact information with you later, but they came as they promised today, and they are already getting after it. This area right here, this is where they mixed all the concrete to build this home and poured this pitiful driveway. But all that concrete got done, mixed right there. And so it's pretty thick. And these guys are starting to get all that up today. And once they get all that concrete out of here, the mango tree, by the way, I don't know if you noticed, we had that big mango stump that we lost. The tree used to be over here on a mound of dirt. The original contractors of the building house had removed soil from around it to use in the build, which I'd asked them not to do because we have plenty of soil on the property. But this was easy. It was as close to the building, and so they took it. And when they did, it loosened, I believe, I mean, there's no proof of this, but it's common sense. I believe that the root system was weakened enough when they did that we had a good easterly wind one night, and that tree, beautiful mango tree, came down. So we've been trying, and it didn't burn easy. We've been trying now for almost a year to burn that stump. And we finally, Mars, who is our caretaker, just kept at it. Just kept every so often she'd get a fire going underneath it, and a little bit more would go away. And it's finally gone. So that was sitting right here, but that's gone. And I told her she's responsible for this finally getting done, because until that mango stump was gone, we weren't going to do this over here. But we're going to do this in 2 phases. The first phase is going to take us all the way to that 3rd catch basin right there. I hope you can see where I'm pointing. Not this one, but that one. And they're going to go straight across to the wall. And then all of this is going to get done right here. That section over there by the mango tree, we're going to do it in a separate phase. It's going to actually have a concrete flower box poured, kind of I don't know what you call it, shape where it just kind of goes around the roots, seat height, so we can use it to sit on, and then we'll finish that section over there. But all of this is going to get done. We're going to have 4 Hawaiian palms on this wall here. We're going to have a flower box all the way to here, And then we've got plans to put all kinds of plants in that. And then the rest of this, we'll have stepping stones here and stepping stones over there. And then what we'll do is when we do that second phase, we'll connect those stepping stones on the back side of that mango tree. And the rest of it will be solid carabao grass, just like we're having over here. Pretty pleased with the carabao grass. Because of how dry it's been and we've been having to water by hand, this little section here gets the sun almost all day, so it gets a little bit brown, but you know, it gets green, and then this is as brown as it gets. But this little section right here struggles. We did put some of our new soil that we've been buying over in San Jose. I bought up 75 bags, and we've been adding soil to the garden because that's rice field soil. It's very depleted. And all of this was rice field soil. This group that did this didn't bring any new soil in. They just used what was here, and unfortunately it has no nutrients. So Mars has been adding gradually some soil here, some good soil, and then also back in the garden as well. So yeah, that's the plan. So we'll watch this all come together. These guys have got their work ahead of them. It is a warm day, and we'll try to keep them hydrated. I love this tool. Tell me again what this is called?
Barretta.
Barretta. If you can see, it's got a kind of a blade on the top and then a pointed end on the bottom to penetrate. So probably the perfect tool to do what he's doing. I was telling him that the guys that did our fence, they had to do a power line from the house straight here to this motor. And unfortunately, they didn't have the right tool. They had to do a channel through this concrete, and they were doing it with impact drills, and it took them a long time to get that just little trench dug up for that power line. So these guys came with the right tools. First time I've seen a wheelbarrow in the Philippines. I didn't even know they had them here. This is a different one, doesn't have a pneumatic tire, but still pretty nice. I told them when they leave, when the job's finished, they could just leave this right here and I'll take care of it. Here's the irony of this. This area where they used to mix all the concrete's actually thicker here than what they used to pour my driveway. This was done pitifully. As you can see, it's full of cracks and breaking off on the edges, and this is a mess. This is one of the things that one of the additionals that I paid extra for, about 275,000 pesos, I believe. And fortunately, I wasn't here when it was done. Just assumed that it was going to be an actual, you know, formed up rebar off the ground, decent base, and a concrete pour. But that's not what happened. After I looked at some pictures, what they did here is they just spread the dirt out evenly and laid the rebar on the ground. Never seen that before. And then took it, you know, one section at a time. You can kind of see when it's wet. You can see where the different, like they did this at one point, they did this at another point, and by buckets, of course, and everything was done in sections. And end result, very unattractive driveway, but also I don't expect it to last very long at all. They would have been probably better off just using just making the driveway right here in the carport right here and use all this concrete that they just wasted. I mean, that is 7-8 inches thick of concrete, and it covers a huge area. So a lot of wasted materials. It's kind of a shame. Anyway, just wanted you guys to see that. I thought that was interesting, that the mixing area was thicker than my driveway. I think this driveway is maybe about 2 inches thick, which you know, on a 4,000-pound vehicle, that's not going to hold up very long. Okay guys, just wanted y'all to see the progress. So this has been since I don't know, 7:30, 8 o'clock this morning. We've got the flower box already laid out and starting to texture that. And looks like they got most of that concrete, or all of it, already out. That's good. All right, want to update the little flower box here. I'm going for a smooth texture on this box. Just kind of like a big old wave. You know what I mean? And cap it up over here at this catch basin. This over here will be another phase that we'll be doing once we get this finished, and you know, get back to a good place where we can work on this. I think I already mentioned that this is gonna all be a flower box around the mango tree, and all the water here actually flows down, and it all comes down to this corner back over here. So we're gonna build a little catch basin there. You can see we got a hole in the wall, but we'll make that look nicer and get the water to where it can go outside the wall, and then it drops off down there and goes down to the rice field. So we will that'll be all part of phase 3, and they don't know it yet, but also part of phase 3 we're gonna put I haven't told them but we're gonna kind of spruce this up out here. This is really my last priority. I wanted to get the inside done and functional, but then out here I'm gonna have same type of thing you see here with the flower box, but more like a curb put in to outline this section here, and then that'll become one big flower box. And same thing over here. This will be, of course, a lot longer, but we'll put that same thing here, and plant lots of pretty plants, bougainvilleas, maybe some oleanders, things like that. But that'll help this look really nice out here at some point. So that's all going to be part of phase 3, but right now we're concentrating on this. And I know it looks rough, looks like a wasteland, but when these guys get done, this will be full of garden soil, and they'll have it sloped off down that direction, and they'll have stepping stones that come all the way down to there, and again all the way down to there, where we can, on phase 2, we can get it and wrap them around that mango tree, and then the rest will be carabao grass, and then we've got some more Hawaiian palms coming in right over here. And thought about putting a flower box right here, but she kind of helped me see that it might be better to just paint that the same color as the wall, and that way plants and things are not getting into those gears, and dirt not getting knocked up on that track. So that makes perfect sense to me. So we're not going to do a flower box there. So hopefully very soon you'll see this looking a lot greener. All right. Hey. Day 2, guys, of phase 2 of our landscaping. Yesterday, they got this huge, massive chunk of concrete out from where they had mixed it when they were building the house. I think I mentioned that to y'all. And they also got this landscaping border, and we were trying to match the smooth texture of the house. Paint is a little bit lighter. They actually asked for the same color, but you know how paint goes. Sometimes it shade or two off, and that's no big deal. It doesn't even, it looks great to me. So this is going to become all flower beds. And so when they took the concrete out, obviously we ended up with a low spot here, and also this soil here is not good, as evidenced when we planted. You know, the group that did this over here, they didn't put any soil down, and the carabao grass has struggled, but we've added soil to it since then, so it's doing good now. But they're bringing in some garden soil to lay out in this area. And if you can look over, and they've already got the Hawaiian palms in. And over here is all the carabao grass. These are the what do you call them? I don't know what you call them, molds for the stepping stones, because they will come down here on both sides. And yeah, it's all of our carabao grass. So it's coming together. And we're about 2:30 in the afternoon. They were a little later getting here today because they had to get they had to go and pick up the Hawaiian palms and the grass, and I'm not sure where they got the soil from, but yeah, they're making some good progress. Another hot day. We had a huge rainstorm last night. I mean, huge, a deluge. It gosh, it flooded everything yesterday. It came down so hard, but we needed it. The garden needed it, the grass needed it, everything needed it. So glad we got it. No complaints there. Hey, good morning, everybody. Hello. So we are on the fourth and final day of this second phase of landscaping. They actually removed, remember, the concrete was all mixed here for this construction, and that concrete was probably 6 to 8 inches thick, and they got all of that out on day one. Started working on the flower box, and then on day two they brought in soil, started leveling, filling this big void that was here, started leveling everything, finished the flower box. Day three they came in, they got all the concrete poured for the stepping stones. Oh, the trees, trees also went in on day two. Yeah, day two they brought the grass, they brought the trees. Trees went in on day two. They got the grass all in yesterday, except for this one section that still had some dirt they had to distribute. And so they're putting the last of the grass in. Today they've got all the stepping stones painted. They're watering the grass to give it a good chance of survival. And it's you know, guys, it's looking really good. And they brought me some presents, some bougainvilleas, because I just love bougainvilleas. I'm super thankful for that. We're gonna plant some catatucci we've got over there in pots, and we'll start Mars will start getting all this looking good. And then once, you know, we get a little further down the road, our plan is to come in and let me see if I can, there we go. Right here where these stepping stones end, we're going to take them on around the mango tree and meet up over here on this side. And then also the mango tree itself, I think I've mentioned this to you before, but we're going to build a plant box, a flower box around it, but it's not going to be short like this one. It's going to be seat height, so it'd be about the height of that chair, but it'll follow the roots, because the roots go out in different directions around the tree. It'll follow around the roots, so it'll be kind of an odd shape, and it'll be seat height so that we can sit on it if we want to, kind of like a chair all the way around it. And of course we'll fill it in with some soil and plant some shade type plants under there. And then of course more soil. They're going to do me a catch basin to catch the water and get it off the property over there. And then more carabao grass. And I hadn't decided yet, but I may continue the flower box on down to the end, but I'm not totally sure. Yeah. So then also I spoke to him today about this section over here. So it's kind of an eyesore to me. Anya loves it because it stays damp and cool, and she likes to lay in it. But it's really ugly. And this is right outside our kitchen window. Want to do something with this. But in order to do that, we need to get, well, I call it a fence. About a 4 foot high, made of metal. Kind of a decorative looking fence from that corner all the way down to here, with about a 3 foot gate built in here to get in and out. This is temporary to keep Anya from going over to the pool. Once we get that built and put in, just got to find somebody to do it. Then we're going to do something really pretty with this. Lots of green and flowers and stuff that when we look out, some stepping stones over to the water. So when we look out our kitchen window, we got something pretty to look at. And then the very last thing at least up here on the property, on the top property. I do have some things I haven't told her about down on the bottom side of the property, but up here, the last thing I want to do is kind of spruce up the outside of the wall. So the plan is to kind of do something similar to that short flower box border that they built out of concrete for me, but to do it kind of like a curb on both sides here. And then we'll go in here and we'll plant different things that are a little more hardy, don't need as much water. Because I got a feeling this is going to be kind of out of sight, out of mind out here. So we'll do some plants, more cactus type looking plants that just, you know, can survive on their own with what rain we get. So that's the plan for out here. But that'll be the very last thing that we do. And then that'll basically be it. So I just wanted you guys to kind of see the finished product. I'm going to do a drone shot in here and just kind of pop it straight over the new landscaping so you can get a good look at it from the air. And we'll get this thing uploaded to you guys so you can see the progress we've made. So there it is, looking great, looking absolutely great. The good, the bad, the Philippines.